Hey, all you slaves out there. August 5, 2019 by Anna von Reitz. I keep getting people who are complaining, oh, this is all so difficult. It's so confusing. The lies are confusing, I will grant you that. Lies are almost always convoluted and confusing because they are lies. The truth is always simple. So I will tell you the truth, and then you can discern the lies for yourselves. First, you are the employer of all these people. Ask yourself, since when do the employees boss the employers around? Just asking. That circumstance all by itself should be enough to convince you that something is wrong. Now we get to what the problem is. The problem is that you have been deceived, and it's a mind-numbingly simple, but effective, deceit. Are you ready for it? Okay, wait for it, wait for it. The United States is not the same as the United States. And the United States of America is not the same as the United States of America. The United States is a union of republican states, but the United States is a municipal oligarchy modeled after the ancient Roman government. Apples and oranges. Two different things with very similar names. Because this municipal oligarchy is exercising some of our delegated power, it is operating in our names. Unfortunately, it is doing so in breach of trust and in violation of the commercial service contract and trilateral treaty known as the Constitution of the United States. So when you claim to be a citizen of something called United States, it is not clear which United States is being referenced. They use this confusion as a means to latch onto your good name and assets as if you were naturally subject to them and their independent international city-state. They convey your name, issue a corporate franchise named after you, and transport it offshore to Puerto Rico, now the Northern Marianas Islands, where the franchise operates under the Spanish law of the Inquisition. They do everything they can to erase your identity as a living man and as an American born in one of the states of the Union. They do this so that they can enslave, cheat, and steal from you. And this, believe it or not, is all done under the auspices and with the oversight of the Roman Catholic Church. Who is doing this to you? The members of the Municipal United States Congress acting under authority granted to them under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. Who is responsible for oversight? The Pope and the Roman Curia. What is the key issue? You are an American state national and they owe the American state's good faith and service. Defrauding, impersonating, press-ganging and kidnapping our people to use them as slaves while singing Yankee Doodle Dandy is not good faith and service. It's not anything to do with Jesus and his teachings, either. Beyond that, they are limited by their agreements with our states to operate within the 10 miles square of the District of Columbia and have no right to trespass beyond those boundaries. Meanwhile, the Queen and her group of idiots are responsible for keeping them in their boundaries and are failing to do that, too. Beyond that, the Pope and the Queen and their party hearties all owe us a hell of a lot of money. Almost the entire U.S. national debt is owed to the American people. Their national debt is our national credit. Since when do debtors get to crack the whip over the backs of their creditors? The masters may choose to act as servants, but the servants aren't actually the masters. Big difference. Big. A similar situation exists with respect to the United States of America, which is a British territorial government under contract to the United States of America. Again, they are exercising some of our delegated powers in bad faith and operating in our names the same way that the United States has been operating in the name of the United States. The British territorial government has been colluding with the Papist municipal government to rape and pillage the states and people they are under the most solemn treaties and contractual obligations to protect. It's really that simple. Betrayal and breach of trust via semantic deceits and similar constructive frauds. It is all both illegal and unlawful under international law. They are in violation of both the Geneva Conventions, for their purposeful falsification of our records, their mistreatment and impersonation of our persons, and their unconscionable contracting practices, and the Hague Conventions which apply to them, not to us. So, time to get it on and bang a gong, folks. Donald Trump is now in charge of the territorial horror show and rattling sabers for the Queen who wants to take over Iran, one of the last independent unincorporated countries in the world, using our blood and resources to do it, of course. And the Pope and his minions are running their bizarre operations aping the fallen ancient Roman Empire, as if that debacle was ever anything worthy of repeat, with a little Eastern Mediterranean snake and fish worship thrown in, up to their nose hairs in debt, and still trying to pretend that it is our debt and that they did all these craven, immoral things for us, while acting in breach of trust and commercial service contract. Come home. Claim your share of the national credit, your land, your good names. Fold up this carnival show in Washington, D.C. like last year's newspaper. Retask and reform it. Look at it for what it is. These people are crooks and parasites, eating the substance out of your country, impersonators pretending to be you or to represent you, for the purposes of credit fraud. They are pretending to be you, accessing your credit, and running up debts against your assets and good name, just like any other credit card hacker or identity theft ring. The only difference is the sheer magnitude of the sting. And all you international and local law enforcement officers, all you officers of the courts, all you attorney generals, all of you tasked with upholding any law worth upholding, get a job. If a great-grandma in a place like Big Lake, Alaska, can see what is wrong with this picture, how many other people are catching on and looking at you as the other problem? See this article and over 1900 others on my website here, www.annavonreitz.com. To support this work, look for the PayPal buttons on my website.